This is Andrew Wicklund with PRC Software. I'm in Tempus the Time Bandit, our schedule Monte Carlo tool, and I'm going to show you how to build an uncertainty register. So first of all, just to remember, we imported a Primavera P6 schedule in this instance. And the first place we could load uncertainty was in our test network under schedule import. So schedule import, test network. Under here, I could set up distributions and put a load of uncertainty across the entire project. So if I wanted to put 90, 100, 130% across the entire project, I click that, apply the risk range, and then it'll do a set of reports for me based on that uncertainty, etc. When you're looking at a full Monte Carlo analysis, generally you're not going to want to dump a load over everything. That's more to test the network. So we've got an uncertainty register. And all it is a combination of a filter, and it gives you the ability to do a quick risk on a smaller subset or a grouping of data. So if I said, hey, I've got a field in here in P6 that was risk level. So I go to that, and I said if my risk level is equal to high, or let's do low. My risk level is equal to low. I don't want to put much risk on those. So I want to put that to 95%, 100%, and 105. It's a really tight spread. We're saying, hey, we looked at it. Those 7 activities, those are low risk. That's not where our problem is. So you can add a risk grouping in, hit the apply uncertainty button, and then it's going to apply your uncertainty to just those 7 activities now. So from within there, those 7 activities have a total duration of 285 days. And then you've got some options in terms of what distribution type you want to use. So if I change this to a uniform, notice the likely disappears. If I change it to a trigen, the upper and lower bounds show up so you can extend the edges off of those. So those are 2 of the popular types that are used as well. You see beta perks used often as well. So let's add another one. Let's do it off the WBS this time. So I'm going to add a construction one. So let's do construction. And my construction WBS. And I just have to go and find it. And if I can't find it, I can type in construction here real quickly. You can see I found it. And it's got 5 activities. And once again, shows me the duration, min, likely, max, and what I'm going to load. You can also go in and do, so if I wanted to do high construction, right? I can do an advanced filter. And in my advanced filter, I can say, well, I really want this to be my risk level as high. And my WBS, as construction. And when I hit that in, it showed only 1 activity that met high and construction. So there's 1 activity in that grouping based on what we put in. So that's how we can manually go in and add some groupings. And you create your uncertainty register. So instead of looking at, 10,000 activities, maybe you're looking at, 50 groupings of risk, and you need to put uncertainty across those 50 or those 30 groupings. From within here, though, a quick and easy way to do this is if you're in the Gantt chart view, and I'm going to collapse all of these, you can resort this by, any of your activity codes and do the same thing. But what you're going to do is when you find the WBS element, and at any level of the WBS, you just right-click on it and add to uncertainty. So I'm going to do, let's build out a whole uncertainty register. So here's pre-bid. Here's engineering. Oftentimes when you're doing this, like engineering might be broken up by discipline. If it was procurement of like multiple procurement items with different vendors, you probably wouldn't want that in one group. So you do have to be careful on how you do these groupings. construction, oftentimes phase, area, discipline. However, you could, there's different ways that people break these up that make it easy to find the information, but also easy to build an uncertainty register. So I went through and added all 5 groups, and I'm going to jump back to my uncertainty register. And now you'll notice I've got a group set up in my name column. Those are the names I set up. And here's the values. It showed what they were. So that's the actual WBS and the activity. And then under each one, it shows the activities. So instead of us now going and looking and trying to look at this Gantt chart and go line by line through each one of these items in construction, I've got a bar that goes from here to here, and I can put the same range across everything. So if we had productivity factors that we're looking at, if we have expert analysis, that's where you look more into the risk theory. Am I putting the uncertainty in correctly? We'll do other modules on whether you're putting it in correctly and how to kind of look for what information you want. But for now, we want people to understand kind of what the uncertainty register does. And then going back to the uncertainty register, once again, once I filled these in and I said, well, I want, my pre-bid stuff is pretty tight. My engineering always comes off the rails. Maybe we'll put 140% there. And you can go through and you can start to adjust, these ranges. As soon as you get it to where you want it, you just hit apply uncertainty and it applies back to the Gantt chart. So I hit uncertainty applied, go back to the Gantt chart, and you'll notice now I've got ranges. So this engineering where I put in a really heavy-handed maximum of 40%, 40 days turned into 56 days. So 40% of 40 is 16. So it added 16 days to the maximum, and there you have it. And you've got your distribution set up in there and what have you. You come back to your uncertainty register. There is a view where you can sort and export all of your activities. Very similar to what you've got in the Gantt chart view. Same thing, you organize it. You can export it and you can import it. It just has it straight from the uncertainty screen. So you never really have to look at the Gantt screen unless you want to. But, like I said, with it being very right-click friendly, it's easy to build an uncertainty register from the Gantt chart view. So that gives you a little bit of overview in terms of the uncertainty register and then manually loading uncertainty as well. I hope you enjoyed.